Threat actors have been using phishing as an attack vector for 30 years, and while security as a whole has improved, threat actors' techniques have also evolved, but victims still fall for this very simple trick. Imagine you are an employee working for a big corporate business. You get online to check your work email and see a subject line, unpaid invoices. You open the email and read, "Good afternoon, please see attached." As you're presented with the file attachment, or more specifically, an image embedded in the email body that looks like a file attachment for a PDF. What you as the victim are not aware of is the hyperlink in this image. Using AnyRun, we can see a real example of what the next payload looks like. The hyperlink has a subdomain customer delivery out, hosted on a legitimate website, Versal app. The web page loads and a download is initiated as the victim attempts to access the PDF invoice. In the example, we see the file being downloaded to be named attached_delivery_note.exe. To an untrained eye, this may not stand out as an executable file, so you ignore the warning from the browser that this file may cause harm to your device. Opening or executing this file begins an installation for LogMe and Resolve. If you aren't sure what this is, a remote desktop or RDP tool has just been downloaded to this host. Now we can use AnyRun to check the source code of this web page, and we see how this file was initially downloaded as shown on lines 76 and 77. A post request was used in tandem to code within a file called need4.php. This allows for the download of the RDP tool disguised as attached_delivery_note.exe, which we were just infected with. If we try and navigate to the observed PHP file, we are met with a 403 forbidden message. But what else can we do? Navigating to the user app data local path, we see a directory or folder called go-to-resolve installer. You may notice there is not much within this folder, but we may find important information within the CSV or comma-separated value file. As we scroll down, we start to see around line 40 a path within program files for go-to-resolve unattended. This is helpful as an analyst to know. An unattended session allows for remote connections without the victim interacting with the now installed RDP tool. This allows the threat actor to connect to the victim host using a unique ID that is sent through a go-to-resolve ADP dump, meaning the threat actor now has backdoor access to exfiltrate and even utilize the compromised host in an attempt to gain full system access. Now keep in mind that if the victim is on a corporate network or has access to it, this could mean damage for more than one computer and possibly ransomware deployment. If we, as a security analyst, want to know more about this attack, we can use another tool called urlscan.io. Once the URL is scanned, we see a screenshot of the same web page that we observed within the AnyRun sandbox. But since URL scan is not an interactive sandbox, our goal is to analyze HTTP traffic, specifically the options method. Right here, we can see a Telegram URL with a bot ID, which we'll store for later. And if we look at the response, this provides greater detail for us. I'm going to review the source code so I can turn on word wrap and blow up this text size. Instantly, this malware download message stands out in a username of moneyprinter2. All we want right now is this chat ID, which we'll copy and paste below our bot info. Next, we will use matcap, which is a really neat Python tool built by 0x6RSS to hunt malicious Telegram bots. You can see from my command line that I have my instance turned on. Now we will want to open up Telegram and use our saved bot information so we can intercept the malicious bot channel messages. Once the information is entered, we can start the attack hook into the channel before we start forwarding the messages. You'll see the messages will quickly begin to pile up, and most, if not all, will look similar to the information we observed within the URL scan response. What we are seeing is the victim's IP, user agent or browser, location, and device type, and a little bit more. This information can be used by the threat actor to determine what targets are worth the chase. Now remember that this is an exe file or Windows executable that gets downloaded and installed, so any operating system that is not a Windows device can instantly be omitted by the threat actor. Going back to Telegram, the messages have stopped coming in, which means we can conclude and stop the forwarding. Now, as of the date and time of recording, we clearly see almost 1,400 messages, meaning 1,400 possible victims. This attack was most likely only active for a few days before the Versal page or the bot was taken down, but the threat actor now can pivot to a new subdomain and bot, starting this process all over again. This can be used as a clear testament that phishing is still a very effective attack, and while remote desktop tools are great for help desk and other system support activities, they still can be dangerous to an organization.